Positivity. You know, everyone always tells us to be a little bit more positive because when life is great, it's easy to be positive. Well, if you're someone that is in a position where you're constantly trying to better yourself, you're constantly trying to chase something and you're not getting any sort of results, how can you still stay positive and sane? Numbers don't lie. 75% of 18 to 24-year-olds report at least one adverse mental health condition in the US. In the UK in June 2020, it was 3 times as high compared to the years before. So how can you stay positive and keep yourself going even though you're in such a difficult period of time? And that's what I would like to talk about in this video. So I love to make videos like this because I generally know that these videos help you guys out and you always have a positive response to it. So if you're someone that is new to this channel and you'd like to see more content like this, please consider to the subscribe button and help your brother out. And please let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see next, because that way I can help you out in the best way possible. Anyways, with that said, let's jump into the video. Number 1, surround yourself with positive people. So you know, it's not always easy to do this because you're not always in control of your environment. But if you're someone that actually has some sort of control and you notice that the individuals around you are constantly negative, constantly toxic and are constantly moaning about simply everything when it comes to life, try to minimize your contact with them. Even though you're not particularly someone that is as negative as them, if you're gonna surround yourself with them, you'll end up getting all of the negative energy and you have to deal with it. And I know that some individuals will say, yes, I can actually handle it. I can easily filter out that negative energy. But the truth is, even if you can filter out all of that negative energy, you should still consider this. And the reason for this is that we as humans have something called a prefrontal cortex, and this is your emotional center. And when someone is talking to you, it goes through your emotional center first before it reaches your rational center. And therefore, even if you can filter out to an extent, it will still go through this center. And therefore, if you have a lot of negative people around you, it will still go through the prefrontal cortex, and therefore it will go through your emotional system before it goes to your rational system. By simply reducing the negative energy in your environment, your prefrontal cortex doesn't have to necessarily deal as much with this energy, and therefore it will be much easier to be a bit more positive as a person. Number 2, practice gratitude. So hey, I'm not telling you to become some sort of monk because I'm not one of them. And to be quite frank, this is one of those things that I should probably do more as well. But the truth is that if you're someone that is feeling a little bit down, it's always good to look back at your past. I'm not telling you to be grateful in a way that a lot of other individuals always tell you. Be grateful that you have a house. Be grateful that you have a roof on top of your head. Because although it might work with some other individuals, it has never worked for me. The thing that always works for me is a different type of gratitude. I always remind myself where I came from, the steps I had to take to be in a position where I am today. And even though you're someone that hasn't reached the top, you haven't reached the success you're looking for, because I know I haven't, I'm still grateful that I'm so much further ahead than I previously was. If I compare my present now with my past one, and I dare you to do the same. Think about your past. Think about all of those experiences that you've experienced throughout the years, which have developed you in the person you are today. Think about all of those challenges. Think about all of those emotional roller coasters you've been through. And the thing with this is that if you start to think about all of the times you've been hurt, all of the times you had to go through some sort of challenge to reach your destination, you might feel a bit angry and pissed. But wait, now it gets a little bit better. Think about all of the things you had to do and how you actually dealt with it to become and grow as a person that you are today. And this is the sort of gratitude that you need to remind yourself in life. Because let's be honest, if you tell yourself that you're grateful that you have a roof on top of your head, you don't feel the same emotions compared to if you start to dig deep into your life. You start to rethink about all the challenges you've been through. And if you start to remind yourself this, you start to experience those feelings. So initially, you felt a little bit down, but gradually you overcame it. And then you were a little bit more positive and a bit more happy in life. And this is how you can hack your own emotions. Put yourself in a position where you were vulnerable and remind yourself that you overcame it. And this is the key thing that I've always used to develop myself. Because when it comes to gratitude, the more emotions you've got attached to something, and for most of us, we have a lot of emotions attached to our past, this allows us to be more grateful. If I'm honest, I don't have particularly that much emotion attached to this water bottle, but when I look into my past and look into the things I've actually been through, those are the things that I've conquered gratitude from, and those are the things that will allow me to become more positive. Number 3, do something nice for someone. So if you're someone that is a little bit paranoid and you always feel like the other people are trying to outsmart you, are always trying to outplay you, you might be in a position where you're always trying to get something from other individuals instead of giving back to them. And when it comes to us humans, every single relationship of us is made out of giving and receiving. Hence, if you're in a position where you feel like that the other individual is putting 90% of the effort into your relationship and you're only putting 10% in, you'll feel like that you're in imbalance, and therefore you might feel a little bit more negative about yourself. And I'm not necessarily telling you to be 50-50, because you don't always have to be in this position, and sometimes it's better to only give 30% of yours and allow them to put 70% of the effort into it. But if you're in a position where you feel like you're not positive at all, you don't feel fulfilled in life, you might want to actually give back to other people. And when I'm talking about giving back to other individuals, it doesn't always have to be about money. You can also give your time to other individuals, because you know our time is extremely valuable, and sometimes by you simply talking to other individuals and having a conversation, you can generally make other individuals' day, because some individuals don't have enough people to talk to, and therefore if you start to talk to them, they generally feel a bit more fulfilled and they feel like you actually care about them. And hey look, what will actually happen if they will be generally nice to you and give you a compliment? It will actually go through your prefrontal cortex, and therefore it will go through your emotional system before it comes to your rational system. And therefore, if they will be nice to you and will give you a general compliment, it will definitely make you feel more positive, because that's the key. I always see some individuals always being negative to other individuals, always trying to get everything out of the conversation, always trying to manipulate other individuals, but that won't actually help you out in life. If you're someone that wants to be a bit more positive and you want to prosper in life, by you simply giving back to others, they'll be happy to give you something back. Because if you're genuine to other individuals and you actually care about them, they start to care about you too. They will start to give you compliments, and this will definitely make you more positive. Number 4, stop the negative self-talk. This is something I like to call the victim mentality. And unfortunately, in the world, we have a lot of those individuals. But luckily, since you're someone that is watching this video and is genuinely trying to improve themselves, the odds that you're someone that has an extreme victim mentality is quite low. By victim mentality, I mean someone that never likes to take responsibility and always tries to blame it on something else. Think about individuals that always say that they can't find a job because the economy is ruined. And although I would be lucrative if I said that that wasn't true to an extent, but there's always opportunity out there. And therefore a positive person would reword it and will say that there actually have been better opportunities before, but nevertheless I can still give it a go and do my best. And I know that a lot of us individuals have experienced some sort of victim mentality when we look at our own situations, but regardless, that doesn't necessarily mean that we need to continue this. Because for example, if you approach a girl and you're saying wagwan painting, and then she responds with that she's not interested, you can take it in two ways: the negative way and the positive way. The negative person will have some sort of negative self-talk, and therefore if I was in that particular situation, I will say, maybe it has to do because I have too much facial hair. Maybe it has to do that I'm an ethnic minority and I'm not accepted. And obviously this is ridiculous, because you and me don't know the exact reason why she rejected me. And that's why the positive mentality is much better. The positive person will say that it sucks and he's honest about it. But regardless, the other individual doesn't exactly know who you are. They don't know what your personality is like. They've only seen you for 2 or 3 seconds, and therefore you're like, whatever, let's move on to the next one. So stop talking yourself down and acknowledge the fact that you didn't like it, but try to reword it in a way that will allow you to move on and make it better the next time. Number 5, celebrate progress. So this is quite an interesting one, because we always like to compare ourselves with other individuals. We like to compare our results with other individuals, but you need to understand that you are you, and no one can be you better than you are. And I don't mean this in a cheesy way, because everyone is different, and everyone has different goals, and everyone will achieve those different goals at different times. And therefore I know it's easy to say that you need to stop comparing yourself with other individuals, and therefore the politically correct way is for me to tell you that you need to stop comparing yourself to other individuals. But the truth is, you'll still do it, I'm still doing it, but how can we cope with this in the best way possible, which will allow us to feel more positive about ourselves? And this is where the celebrate progress part comes into play. Because look, if you're someone that never goes to the gym and you went to the gym for the first time, you need to applaud yourself, because you've done something amazing. You've started to do something that you've never done before. But what actually happens when initials start to go to the gym for the first time? They start to focus on the initial big picture instead of applauding themselves for going to the gym for the first time. Because after they've put the first step into the gym, they're like, alright, fine, I've done this, but what's the next step? Let's gain 1 kg of muscle in 1 month. I've achieved this, nice, let's go to the next target. And then they aim higher and higher. Let's gain 10 kg of muscles in 1 year. Wait, I haven't achieved that? Now I'm feeling sad about myself. because they saw that the other individual that I was going to the gym with actually did achieve this. And they stopped looking at the results that they've obtained. And you know, this is the sad part, because a lot of those individuals get tremendous results, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in the gym. It can be in any other sort of aspect in your life, but they don't recognize this. They always want more and more. And obviously this is important. You want to have more in your life, because this allows you to develop yourself into a position where you're gonna reiterate the steps you're gonna take, which will allow you to become more productive. But the issue with this is that most of those individuals always talk themselves down if they don't achieve those goals. If you look at the bigger picture, if you look at your past, just like I previously mentioned, you start to rethink what you've actually been through, and therefore by you simply starting to recognize all of the things you've achieved and actually applauding yourself for it, you'll really start to become someone that's more positive. And this positivity won't end up being a mindset shift, but a lifestyle shift. And that's what you're looking for. You're trying to change your lifestyle in a way which will influence you to be more positive, while at the same time allows you to chase your dreams and allows you to conquer the goals you want. And that pretty much sums it up for this video. I know that I've talked a lot in this video and I've provided a lot of value, and I hope you found it informational and useful. If you did, please let me know in the comments down below, and leave me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, because that generally helps this channel out. I'm aiming for 10k subscribers, and therefore if you're someone that is new to this channel and you want to support me, please consider hitting the subscribe button and help your brother out. Anyways, with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.